Hello all and all, hello. My name is Crystal Hawkins, the Puzzle Fit Trainer, where we are putting those pieces together for total mind, body, and fitness. Thank you for joining me for Bedtime Yin Yoga. Yin Yoga is so good for releasing blockages in the body, therefore creating a more balanced, energetic body. With Yin Yoga, we hold each asana for about 3 to 5 to 7 minutes. But today we're only going to hold between 3 to 5 minutes. These asanas are perfect before bedtime because they're therapeutic asanas, and we're going to relax and release. The equipment that you're going to need for this practice is going to be a bolster. If you don't have a bolster, just use a pillow. You're going to need a few blocks, and if you don't have blocks, just use a set of books, and you're going to need a blanket. So if this sounds good to you, then let's go ahead and begin. Starting with our first asana, balasana, which is child's pose. So you're going to need a block, and you're also going to need a bolster. So placing the block at the top of the mat, and then let's grab our bolster to place on top as well. Okay, you want the bolster right in between the legs. It's going to create a small ramp for us to lower down, and we can lie on, rest and release, bringing the big toes together, heels apart, and making micro movements here. You can either have the head turned to the side, or you can slightly tuck the chin, place the forehead on the block. You choose what feels good to you. Making micro movements. And start to connect with the breath. And you should hear the breath. Inhaling through the nose, out through the nose with the gentle constriction of the throat. And just breathe. Resting and releasing all of today's troubles, today's challenges, and releasing anything that's not serving us. You don't want to go to bed with any type of negative thoughts, as negative thoughts before bed affects the quality of sleep. Allow the body to just rest. Allow the body to melt into this pose. Oftentimes, we are doing something all the way up until it's bedtime. This type of practice of stillness with the mind and stillness with the body is needed in order to have a restful, peaceful sleep. So try to take time each night to give yourself at least 20 minutes to just do nothing before bed. Just reflecting on the day and releasing the day so we can retire for bed. There should be no fight, no force in this asana. You should be totally at peace, totally at rest, Just allowing the body to melt down, to allow the hips to settle. Just you and your breath. If you feel like the breath is shallow, take a deeper inhale and a deeper exhale. Staying here for a few more breaths. And release. Wherever you are, extend the arms back out. Rise up to the fingertips. And let's walk ourselves back to center. Let's remove our props. And meet me in tabletop position. With the shoulders over the elbows, elbows over the wrist, and the hips over the knees. From here, tuck the toes and lift the knees, meeting me in downward facing dog. And we can pedal the feet here. Gently walking our dog. And we're going to come into Ekapada Raja, Kapotasana, which is pigeon pose. So inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, tuck the knee in towards the chest. Bring the right leg forward. And let's go ahead and sink down into this pose. The back leg is straight. If you feel like there's any type of discomfort in the knee, we can place a blanket under the knee. Now square the chest, square the hips. As the chest squares, the hips will square as you draw this hip flexor down towards the heel. The sensation you feel in the hip depends on what the shins are doing. Is the shin bone parallel to the top of the mat? If it is, I bet you the tension is really strong in the hip. So we can lessen the tension by drawing the heel in towards the hip flexor. And as you draw the heel in towards the hip flexor, just continue to square the hips, rise up to the fingertips, and we can walk the fingertips to the top of the mat. You can use a block to place down on the mat for the forehead. And we can rest here and just breathe. We carry a lot of emotions in the hips. And as we open the hips deeply in the tissues, we oftentimes can feel emotions, different emotions, sadness, anger. Whatever emotion comes up for you, if any emotion comes up for you, acknowledge it in the mind. Listen to what the body is telling you. Listen to your mind. And then decipher those thoughts. Be with those thoughts. Know that when you're speaking negatively to yourself, to always speak positive to yourself. Because we all have those thoughts that pop up that tell us that we're not good enough. We didn't do a good job. We could do better. We could be better. But those thoughts are just thoughts. And that's it, that's all. And you control your thoughts. As you can tell yourself, I am good enough. I did a good job. I am working on myself at all times. No negative talk is allowed. It's okay to talk to yourself about these things. It's your mind. You have to exercise the mind the same way you exercise the body. You're in charge of your thoughts. If you lost the breath, start to connect back with the breath. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling, feeling all the sensations in the body. Breathing here as we take one more breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth with sound. And wherever you are, extend those arms, rise up to the fingertips, and let's walk ourselves back to center. And as you walk yourself back to center, we can leave the block in place. Plant the palms, tuck the left toes, and slowly rise up. Send the right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, externally rotate, and give me some counterclockwise and clockwise rotations. Just switching directions when you're ready. And once that hip feels a little better, we can return the foot back down to the mat. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, draw the knee in towards the chest. Bring the leg forward. We're coming to the other side. Both hips are always going to feel different. So you choose the level of comfort that you want for this hip. Again, we can make sure that the shin bone is aligned with the front of the mat. If that's too intense, we can draw that heel in towards the hip flexor. Squaring the chest, squaring the hips with the legs straight behind you. You want the shoelace part of the foot on the mat. Rise up to the fingertips and walk those hands forward. Rest the forehead on the block. Taking notice to the sensation in this hip. Is the sensation in this hip a little different than the other side? If so, it's completely normal. Everyone has a tighter side. Just breathe and accept wherever you are at this moment. Making only micro movements. Here we can resist the urge to move, resist the urge to scratch, really honing in on the stillness of this practice. And one more breath. And we can extend the arms, rise up to the fingertips, and slowly walk ourselves back to center. Now from here, let's remove the block. Plant the palms, tuck the right toes, and send the left leg up towards the sky. Bend the knee, externally rotate, and give me a few rotations clockwise and counterclockwise. Switching directions when you're ready. And we can return that foot back down to the mat. And from here, we can lower down to the knees. Crawl those knees forward. Cross the legs behind you. And let's have a seat. We're going to come into Paschimottanasana, which is a forward fold. Let's grab our block. And you might even need 2 blocks. Okay? So here, I'm creating a tower for my forehead. And what you want to do is to sit tall, shoulders over the hips. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, reaching for the feet. And we can relax our forehead on the block. And you choose your comfort level. So I'm going to use 1 block in this asana. And just deeply breathe. Relax the neck, relax the arms, relax the belly, and relax the feet and the legs. Remember, with the Yin Yoga, we're not stretching the muscles, but we're going deeper into the tissues, such as the ligaments, the tendons, and the fascia. This is a yin practice, more gentle. So just rest and release. Our quality of sleep should be in the forefront of our wellness journey. Without good sleep, we can't function. Our mind can't function. Our body can't function. We become irritable, droggy. Start to imagine that you're lying in your bed, gazing at the dark sky with bright stars. And you feel comfort from the dark sky and the stars. You're in a warm bed with a cool room, soft blankets and sheets. And if you're a dreamer, I hope and wish that you have beautiful dreams as you have prepared yourself for a good night's sleep with this Yin practice. A few more breaths here. One more breath and release. Placing the fingertips on the mat, slowly walk ourselves back to center. Beautiful. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. We can remove the blocks. Let's place the soles of the feet together. And as you look down, create the shape of a diamond with the legs. So you don't want the heels so close to the bottom. You want to place the heels closer to the top of the mat. And we can place the block right on the edges of those heels. And we can slowly hinge forward, placing the forehead down on the block. Staying here for a few breaths. Feeling the sensations in the spine as we lengthen the spine. Feeling the sensation in the hips. You should feel completely comfortable. No forcing, no struggling. With the Yin Yoga, there are 3 principles. Find the appropriate depth of the asana. Remain still and hold the asana. Holding these asanas are very therapeutic, especially for the deeper tissues. Take notice to the sensations, the mental sensations, the physical sensations. How do you feel sitting still? How do you feel being silent? Is it easy for you? Is it a challenge? One more breath here. And release, slowly rising up. Then we can remove the block. Now from here, what I want you to do is hug the knees in, round the spine, slightly tuck the chin. And inhale, lift the chest, draw the chin back. One more, tuck the chin round the spine. And inhale, lift the chest, draw the head back. Beautiful. Now let's take that block and let's place it in between the legs. Squeeze that block. And now what I want you to do is make your way on your back. And as we lie down, what I want you to do is draw those knees towards the chest. Bring the arms out like a T. Now what I want you to do is take the knees to the left side. And as you take the knees to the left side, we can cactus those arms. And we can gaze over the opposite shoulder. If that's too much on the neck, then you can gaze at the sky. But try to rest, relax, release, and allow gravity to pull those knees down towards the mat. You can even place a hand on the legs for support if that feels good to you. Enjoy this gentle twist. And just breathe. Always remember, with a Yin practice, it's just you, the asana, and the breath. As you reflect on your day, how is your breath during the day? Are you taking time to take deep inhales, deep exhales? Or is the breath shallow all day? If so, always remember to take time to connect with the breath. It keeps the mind steady and calm. It keeps the body relaxed. And it releases tensions that we always experience throughout the day. Making micro movements here and just allowing the legs to go deeper into this twist, allowing the mind to become more settled and more calm, allowing the body to prepare for our slumber. One more breath here. And bringing those knees back to center. Let's switch sides. And we can shift the hips to the other side, drawing the knees down towards the mat. And we can also place a hand on the legs for support. Gazes over the opposite shoulder. Reminding you to always feel the sensations mentally and physically. What do you feel in this asana? Do you feel the twist with the spine? Do you feel a stretch in the obliques, the hips? Do you feel the stretch in the neck as we turn the head to the opposite direction? How does the shoulders feel in cactus arms? Feel all the sensations and also feel the sensations mentally. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? Always remember you're in charge of your thoughts. Settle the mind. It's bedtime, so settle the mind. Assure yourself that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. One more breath here. And release, bringing those legs back to center. And we can remove the block here as we prepare for Savasana. Ensure that both shoulders and both hips are square on the mat. And we can go ahead and allow the legs and the feet to splay out like pages of a book. Allow the palms to face the sky. Soften the face, unclench the jaw, and allow the body to just melt into the mat. No more fight, no more force. Staying here for a moment. And as we lie here in Savasana, I want you to resist the urge to get on an electronic device before bed. After Savasana is over, I want you to crawl into bed. Say your prayers to whoever you pray to and allow the body to settle into a deep sleep. It's the only way. Don't disrupt what you've just done to prepare yourself for a good night's sleep. So from here, rolling to your left side, using your left arm as a pillow in the fetal position. And now we can extend the right leg, use the right hand to push you up. Easy seated pose, bringing the hands to heart center. I wish you a deep, pleasant, and restful sleep. Thank you for practicing with me today.